There we go.
There we go. All right.
All right, so what are we supposed to discuss?
So we're supposed to, let me pull up the assignment because there were questions we were supposed to ask each other. Hold on a second. See if I can find that. Basically, we're supposed to talk about what what we found was difficult. I'm trying to pull up that application assignment just a second. And I want to say thank you to both of you to responding to my plea for an earlier week because it really saved me. Because she was saying, "Well, you could make your own group." Could you imagine me just doing this by myself with my friends?
Yeah, that would have been a little tough.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on a second. That's the wrong one. And so, yeah, when she posted the grid, I was like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I can't do that.
That's why I was like, Tuesday's the only day I don't work, but I have class from like 11:30 to 1, and so it's like that's the best
Yeah.
day.
Well, and Mondays and Tuesdays are the only days I don't work consistently. You know, Thursdays and Fridays I work consistently. Okay, so it says in there we're supposed to discuss the following. What did we find challenging as a facilitator, and what did we learn in the activity about facilitating a support group? And I guess I could go first since I went first. I kind of found it challenging, um, especially with the personality that doesn't want to contribute and kind of more towards the negative end, like Camden was. And the personality was Savannah, who was just holding back so much. It was hard for me to try to figure out what I could do to um, kind of facilitate them being participants. So I had thought about it before we did the group, but when it kind of came to it, I really wasn't sure how to try to elicit a response from Savannah when she was really holding back. That was kind of what I felt, you know, challenging. Um, those were seemed to be the two hardest personalities to try to navigate. And
Yeah.
um, and I learned from this activity that I am a terrible actress, that I can't stop giggling, and that I don't know if I would want to be a group facilitator. That was that's a little bit of a stretch for me. I'm one of those. I mean I always offer things out in a group. I am a good communicator, but I am not good at quick thinking, like how to redirect somebody or how to cut somebody short without offending them. I'm not so sure that those aren't skills that I feel like come to me naturally.
Well, that's why I feel like a lot of the times with they people who do facilitating or facilitators um that they definitely have a lot more knowledge base and it's not their first time. And so I'll just start with mine. Sorry. So something that I found hard was how like responding to someone's way out there response and to bring it back, like that was the hard part was just kind of staying on topic, and I don't know, that was just I don't know, that was the hardest part. and
Right, right.
yeah, so something that I learned, like just kind of what you were saying, is like not having the skill base, whatever, but like how important it is to know your stuff, like to definitely plan ahead, and that way you can plan for, well, if someone does this, and then you can have like a backup, like an idea of what to do, rather than just kind of like, all right, here we go,
Right, right. I think even from having a knowledge base, even having like a backup plan and a secondary backup plan. So if the topic you start with is kind of a dud, that you've got something to pull out of your pocket to redirect the group, so that you don't just sit there with a with a big gap of silence.
Yeah, and I think it's important to read your group and kind of understand where they're at. Because I think, and I think that comes with experience and knowing, because there might be questions that you realize this isn't really for this group. Maybe I should change it or add something to it to kind of make it more beneficial for them.
I thought you were really good. Not to say, Amber, you weren't really good, because I thought you were good too. But Savannah, you kind of had a real natural way of being positive, kind of. I was pretty impressed with that kind of the way you handled me going out there and talking so much, but you had a way of kind of pulling around. Even Camden, you kind of pulled around and pulled it in a positive way. And so I was kind of impressed with that. I was like, that, you kind of redirected each statement with, yeah, we can do that. And I don't know, it was a very positive, airy. I don't know if I'm describing
you're
what I'm
good.
trying to say.
Because I agree. I 100% agree with you. Savannah was like, boss.
Yeah, yeah. I was like watching you going, wow, I need to learn from that.
It's probably because I work with first graders all day.
So you know how to redirect, because I guess that's what it was that you did really well, is you redirected really well. Where I feel like both Amber and I kind of went, okay, how do I handle that? I mean, Amber was good too, because you kind of brought up a different subject then. So you just pulled in a different subject and asked a different question, where I kind of stumbled and went, okay, what do I say now? Because she's not saying anything, but anyways, I would say that's what I learned from this little activity, was watching the way both of you guys did it. Kind of went, okay, I see how I could do that. So
with lots of practice.
lots of
We
of
should meet
practice.
every week on Tuesday.
That's right. I want to play second chair for like 6 months.
I think another thing was hard. I mean, for me, was trying not to laugh with the responses. I mean,
Yes.
I guess maybe it's different if you're in a professional setting, but it was just really hard when they just said something, or like Elizabeth, when you jumped in and were like, Batman, I like Batman. And I was trying not to laugh, and I think that was probably one of the hardest things, because you can't really laugh at them, because that's going to put them in a awkward position and make them feel uncomfortable.
And I wonder how you handle, because you have people that come out of left field like that,
Yep.
which is kind of why I did it. I was like, okay, I'm going to throw a zinger in there. But yeah, it was hard for me to not laugh when I was trying to, to throw it in there. But I wonder, I wonder how do you handle that? How, it's like, I wonder if just sort of the pressure and the anxiety of being in charge of that helps to dampen that, or if I'd just be a terrible facilitator.
Poker face or something.
I know. All right. Well, guess we're ending.
Yeah, we can.
All right.
I'll stop it here.